Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Series 6-inch scale Recruit Jonesy. Now, Jonesy is a default skin, and this Recruit version of Jonesy is the updated default version for Chapter 2. So let's go ahead and check out the packaging here. As you can see at the top, Epic Games, Fortnite, ages 8+, Legendary Series. That means it's the 6-inch bigger figures, not the smaller 4-inch figures. 40 points of articulation. Recruit Jonesy, 8 pieces. One side, here's Jonesy holding the AUG, and kind of ironic, he doesn't even come with an AUG. A little disappointing there. Other side, exact same thing. At the bottom, there's a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode, in case that helps anybody. And then on the back, here's Jonesy posed up from the loading screen. And we have some other Jazwares figures: 8-Ball, Inverted Skull Trooper, Agent Peely, the Scientist Kit, and more coming soon. So with no further ado, let's get this guy open. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He does come with the Suppressed Assault Rifle, the Legendary Tactical Shotgun. He has a Proximity Mine. He gives the 2 alternate faces, totaling 3 interchangeable faces. He's got the standard or default pickaxe, and then his back bling is called the backboard, and it has the fish skin wrap to it. But before we take a look at the accessories, let's take a look at the actual figure. So here's Recruit Jonesy. He's the default version of Jonesy in Chapter 2. A default skin means you really don't have to buy anything. You get them as soon as you log on, and as you build tiers, you get more and more skins, but you get this guy from the beginning. He's one of a bunch of different potential default skins you might get if you pick that. So, that typical blonde Jonesy look to him. Jonesy is one of the, and arguably the main character in the entire Fortnite game. He's been in a lot of the events. He's got this sort of military green jacket, zipper on one side, some extra shells here, a little pouch on his side. Gloves on him, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Overall, he looks pretty good. He's definitely an upgrade over the Chapter 1 default. And here he is, broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's take a look at his accessories, and let's start off with his faces. So he has 3 different faces, each one with a different expression. Here's his first face. This one has the most normal expression. He's got kind of half a grin going on. And his next face here, his mouth sort of smiling, you can see his teeth, but his eyebrows don't look super happy. And his third face, he's angry, he's playing duos and you just killed and finished his partner. And if you wanted to take it a little bit further, you can use the faces that came with the previous Jonesy and the Rabbit Raider releases. They are all interchangeable and all work great with each of the 3 figures. And here's his back bling. This is called the backboard. It's essentially a skateboard. In the game, you can choose this back bling and it has a ton of different wraps. This particular one here, it has the fish stick wrap on it. No idea why they use a fish stick wrap. Find it a little odd. Here's this backboard next to the previously released Drift version of the backboard. Here's Jonesy riding on the skateboard. You actually can't do this with the back bling in the game. Then, wearing the back bling on his back. Here's Fish Stick wearing the backboard back bling with the fish stick wrap around it. Makes a lot more sense than Jonesy wearing it. One cool thing about these figures is that their accessories are mostly customizable and interchangeable, just like in the game. In the game, you can choose a skin, and then you can pick which back bling, pickaxe, and glider you want to go with it. Here's several different Jazwares figures wearing each other's back blings, showing you they are interchangeable between the Jazwares line. And if you were wondering if the McFarlane and Jazwares backblings are interchangeable, unfortunately they are not. If you were to take a McFarlane figure here and a Jazwares backbling, the peg is just too thick, it will never go in. And in turn, if you were to take a Jazwares figure and a McFarlane backbling, the peg is so thin it'll fit, but it'll come right back out. Now let's look at this pickaxe. This is a standard or default pickaxe. In the game, if you haven't earned any pickaxes, this is what you'll start out with. It's really just a regular pickaxe. The handle, simulated wood. The top, a little bit of metal. We got some dark gray and some silver. Now the previous Jonesy release also came with the same pickaxe. painted slightly differently. And then the Galaxy skin later came with a pickaxe that's the same mold, and that is the Stellar Axe. And here it is next to the McFarlane version of the default pickaxe. Here's Jonesy holding the pickaxe. He hears a noise behind him, decides to break through and get to the chest, chops his way through the wall. And just like he thought, there was a chest behind the wall. And inside this chest, he found a suppressed assault rifle, a med kit, and a proximity mine. And just like the back bling, the pickaxes are interchangeable between the Jazwares figures. Here are several different Jazwares figures holding each other's pickaxes. And then, unlike the back bling, the pickaxes are interchangeable between both the McFarlane and Jazwares Fortnite figures. Here's a couple of Jazwares figures holding McFarlane pickaxes, and a couple of McFarlane figures holding Jazwares pickaxes. Now let's look at his guns. He has a suppressed assault rifle on the top, and a tactical shotgun on the bottom, but not just any tactical shotgun, an epic or legendary version. The suppressed assault rifle is pretty much all one color, but it does have some nice weathering to it. You can see different areas of the paint there. And the tactical shotgun here, mostly gray, some silver, but there's a little yellow and red as well. Here's the Jazwares suppressed assault rifle on the top, next to the McFarlane version on the bottom. Here are all the different assault rifles that Jazwares has made so far. We've got the standard assault rifle, suppressed assault rifle, the epic or legendary assault rifle or the Scar, the tactical assault rifle, and the burst assault rifle. And here's this gun next to all the different McFarlane assault rifles. The McFarlane standard assault rifle, Jazwares suppressed, McFarlane burst, McFarlane scoped, and the McFarlane epic or legendary Scar. Here's his epic tac next to all the different shotguns Jazwares has made. We've got the drum shotgun, the tactical shotgun, the epic or legendary tactical shotgun, the heavy shotgun, the double barrel. This is a pump that came with an accessory pack. It actually pumps. Here's the pump from Chapter 1. Here's the pump from Chapter 2. Here's the spaz, the epic or legendary pump, and then here's the combat shotgun. And here it is next to the McFarlane shotguns. McFarlane tac, Jazwares epic tac, McFarlane double, McFarlane heavy, and McFarlane spaz, epic or legendary pump. Here's Jonesy holding the suppressed assault rifle. He can use his right hand for the trigger and his left hand to support the barrel. Then, holding the tactical shotgun. And even though he can't do it in the game, if you want the figure to hold both guns at the same time, he can do that. And then his last accessory, it's a proximity mine. This is an explosive device. It was available in the game for a pretty short period of time. You would throw it, it would attach to a surface, and wait for somebody to come nearby. It's got a black metallic top, some orange pieces, and the bottom, it's flat. Little hole in here, so you might be able to sort of hook it on the wall if there's a peg or something. And here are all the different explosive items that Jazwares has made. We've got the clinger, grenade, proximity mine, and dynamite. And here's Jonesy holding the proximity mine. His fingers fit perfect in that slot in the back. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, now let's check out some other accessories and vehicles you can use to enhance these figures. Here he is driving the McFarlane Quad Crasher. Even though it's intended for a slightly larger scale of figures, I think it looks pretty good with them. And here's Jonesy riding on the back of the Quad Crasher. The pegs on the back even fit the peg holes in his feet. Now, in a McFarlane shopping cart. Then, pushing around Dark Voyager. Now let's check him out next to McFarlane's glider and launchpad combo set. I chose the default glider for the default skin Jonesy. Here he is next to it fully assembled. And here's Jonesy getting ready to launch up and glide away. And here's Jonesy gliding across the map. He looks really nice with the McFarlane glider. Here he is next to a chest. This chest is also from Jazwares, but it's intended for the smaller 4-inch line. You may wonder, how could it possibly be for the 4-inch figures if it's too large for the 6-inch figures? Well, it wasn't exactly supposed to be in scale. It was an accessory pack. You'd buy it, open it up, you'd get some building material and some guns. Since chests are such a huge part of the game, I was definitely happy to have one for my figures, even if it's a little bit too large. Then, here's Jonesy opening up a loot llama. This loot llama is obviously not for McFarlane or Jazwares, as it's simply a stuffed animal, but that crazy pink llama head has become a staple of the game, and I'm happy to have one for the figures. Now he's holding a can of spray paint, getting ready to tag the wall behind him, just like in the game. And here are a bunch of accessories from previous Jazwares Fortnite figures that work great with Jonesy. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure, his accessories, and some other accessories you can use to enhance this guy, now let's check out his height. From bottom to top, he's sitting at about 6.0 inches tall, which can translate to a little bit over 15 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. You can look up about that far, down about that far. Can't really do much else. Shoulders on a ball joint, you can go out a little bit more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. There is a little butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest here, just increasing the range of motion a little bit. It's got a bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows below that. They go all the way in. His wrists can rotate, and it's going to be hinged. He's got finger articulation to hold and sometimes not hold his guns. His torso here, there is some kind of a ball joint here. He's got soft goods on top, so it's kind of going to push it back to the way it was. Forward and back rotates, but it won't stick in any of those positions. Traditional waist swivel below that. Legs on ball joints, they can go out 90 degrees, completely do the splits. Forward about that far. Back, not too much. Thigh cut. Double jointed knees. Boot cut. And then his ankle goes up and down. It can tilt and rock. And there is toe articulation. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Fortnite figures. Here he is next to the Chapter 1 default Jonesy figure. And here are all the different Jazwares figures that are Jonesy. We've got the Chapter 1 default, the Chapter 2 default, and then Rabbit Raider. Pretty sure Jonesy's one in the rabbit costume. I'm hoping they make a Bunker Jonesy in the future. Then, here he is next to the McFarlane version of the Chapter 1 default Jonesy. Drop me a line in the comments below. Which one do you guys think looks better? And now, next to Dark Voyager, these are the two most recently released Jazwares Fortnite Legendary figures. And here are all the most recently released Jazwares Fortnite Legendary 6-inch scale figures. They've been dropping them like crazy lately. Then, next to the Fortnite Legendary Brawlers, these are some larger skins in the game they made 7-inch figures out of. And here's the entire Jazwares Fortnite Legendary collection. I am finally fully caught up now. And here he is, next to the entire McFarlane Fortnite collection. And here are all the Fortnite figures that I bought multiples of. You may ask yourself, why so many? Well, I got all 4 different versions of the wild card to make a Royal Flush Gang for my DC action figures. I got 4 of each of the Skull Trooper releases to use as Scarecrow henchmen in my Batman world. And then I got 2 crack shots for Toyman henchmen in my DC action figure world, and 4 Rabbit Raiders and 4 Night Hares for Mad Hatter henchmen in my Batman world. A lot of different diverse uses for these Fortnite figures. And here he is in a huge battle royale with all of my Fortnite figures. As you can see, they're shooting each other, they're driving, launching explosives, they're healing, they're gliding, getting loot, sniping each other, trying to see who can get the most kills, and more importantly, who can get the win. And I think both Jonesies as well as Havoc work great to enhance your Hasbro G.I. Joe collection. Now let's check them out next to some action figures from different various companies to see how he fits in both scale and style wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since these Jazwares Fortnite figures are pretty much the smallest action figure line I collect, I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of these smaller lines I collect and work my way larger. Here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here, next to some Maplex figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And here, with some NECA figures. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. Now, next to some McFarlane figures. And finally, here he is next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. So overall, it's a pretty solid Fortnite release. He has a default skin, so I wasn't super excited when they announced him, but he is considerably better than the Chapter 1 version. His articulation is everything you'd expect for a Jazwares Fortnite release. His accessories are pretty nice. I like the backboard back bling with a different wrap. I like this the first time we got the proximity mine or the epic tactical shotgun. His sculpt, paint job, and outfit are all pretty nice as well. Overall, if I were to rate this guy, I'd give him a 7 out of 10. I'm enjoying him more than I expected. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.